Pharmakia, baby. Bloomberg.com. Love it. Big picture on the front, on the headline. The headline image is just a big jar of shrooms. Forget Burning Man. Psychedelic shamans now heading to Davos.
Klaus gonna get tripped out, bro.
Dude. This is
Can we please interview Klaus on shrooms? Let's make this happen.
This is the apex of what we've been tracking for years. With the psychedelic movement, the Burning Man movement, the elite the elite meetings going on at things like Burning Man, the place, the culture, the cultural influence power of these things, specifically through psychedelic shamans and elites, doing drugs at Burning Man and stuff like that. But now Burning Man's out, man. Just bring the shamans straight to Davos. It's incredible. The World Economic Forum, a gathering of the global elite, now synonymous with the quaint Swiss town of Davos, where it's held, isn't the usual place you'd expect to find a shaman, do breath work, or get rooted in your body. Oh. But this year's gathering of government leaders and corporate executives will have access to a medical psychedelic House of Davos program.
Whoa.
With almost... It's crazy. Medical Psychedelic House of Davos program with almost 40 sessions and speakers, including researchers, entrepreneurs, investors, and some who consider themselves shamans.
Is Joe Rogan going to be there?
Definitely not. Maybe, who knows? While not part of the core Davos agenda, which doesn't permit commercial activity.
Okay, they're doing a Greta thing.
The program has a space on the town's main promenade, which traditionally showcases Fortune 500 companies to the conference's attendees.
So they're still chosen.
Yeah, they're chosen. Yeah, this is they're official. They're not official. The program, a first for Davos, shows how far the psychedelics industry has come. Organizer said, "Industry. I love this." Just to deconstruct this for a second, calling it a psychedelics industry instead of a psychedelics movement, psychedelics culture, a psychedelics.
That's all spun up by the CIA, so we can't.
That's what it's been. That's what it's been. So this framing it as an industry. Remember what I always say: the capital creates the reality. And when you put the psychedelics in the context of capital, in the context of business, of economics, of industry, that is sort of the final magic word to get your psychedelic shaman in with Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum. I mean, that's it right there. That word. The psychedelics industry has come. Quote, it's a really big shift for the world leaders to inquire about how they might be able to use psychedelics, says Marique Hazan, Chief Executive Officer of Energia Holdings Incorporated, the New York-based business hosting the event. Energia is a holding company for Tabula Rasa Ventures, an accelerator for psychedelic companies. And Hazan is a managing partner at Tabula Rasa. The program aims to spark conversations about rolling out psychedelics responsibly for medical use and encourage countries and companies to include such treatments in health coverage. Other participants include the Chopra Foundation, a nonprofit. Yeah. There he is. Started by alternative medicine advocate Deepak Chopra, the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai.
Wow.
You remember that? Mm-hmm. The whole deep dive into the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai. That's where the guy from, what's his name? He's in the Fauci emails where he got transferred to. It's basically the sort of like intelligence agencies holding pen for medical guys.
What was I'm trying to.
I forget the guy's name. He was in the Fauci emails. He was one of the big Fauci email guys. Imperial College London, of course, that's the MI5 outlet, and the University of Ottawa. got nothing there. I think they got beavers or something up there. The industry is arriving at Davos amid a renaissance of popular interest in the drugs. Most are still considered illegal, although the number of cities and states have decriminalized some. Stock values for companies have lagged while they await results from long-range clinical trials to test the efficacy and risks of substances such as MDMA, LSD, psilocybin, ayahuasca, and 5-MeO-DMT. The Advisor Shares Psychedelics ETF has lost over 50% of its value this year. That's unfortunate. Other topics on tap include ethical debates, such as how to guard against abusive practices in an industry where people are incredibly vulnerable while under the influence. How do we not abuse Klaus Schwab while he's high on drugs is part of the debate. Quote, what about a Coke bottle in a clinic? Hazan asked. He said the idea of, quote, putting products in front of people undergoing an experience needs to be discussed. They are discussing straight up MK Ultra mind control advertising of product placement in psychedelic clinics in order to rewire the human brain based on, a Coke can in your mushroom chamber or whatever.
Yeah, well, they're trying to figure out how to advertise to our dreams, so this comes as no surprise.
Exactly.
It's almost like creating a wakeful dream state with the psilocybin.
At least that.
Yeah.
But at Davos, business is never out of focus. Exactly. Exactly. Other sponsors of the event, and they mention Maya Health, a data platform, Irwin Naturals, a vitamin supplement company, blah, 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 blah. 2 shamans who plan to attend also don't shy away from business topics. Business shaman. What's up? It's
the rise of the corporate shaman.
Brother Basil, business shaman.
I will say that this type of development is, I guess it's always sort of been there, a religious, not oligarch, but more of like a bureaucracy or a aristocracy of religious figures. We haven't had it in a while in like the political sense. I wouldn't say that either. Sorry. I guess there's like just different spiritualities. The psychedelics specifically being at the center of it has not been there. So that is the big change.
It's current. It's a current renaissance, like they mentioned.
Right.
But let me throw this at you. Let me read that again. 2 shamans who planned to attend also don't shy away from business topics, saying they are deeply entwined in what they do. Laurencia Bellini specializes. Let me stop there. I'm going to read that one more time. 2 shamans who plan to attend don't shy away from business topics, saying they are deeply entwined in what they do. What was the verse you read earlier today, or you referenced earlier today? You got the merchants of the world.
Yeah.
Businessmen, economic guys, businessmen, merchants of the world,
doing sorcery.
Pharmakia. What is the word for sorcery? It's pharmakia, which includes drugs and mushrooms and DMT.
Yes.
We literally are reading an article describing the merchants of the world, and not just any merchants. This is the World Economic Forum in Davos. The top merchants of the world being visited by business shamans to use the sorcery to deceive. How more straightforward could it possibly be? I don't know. Laurencia Bellini specializes in 5-MeO-DMT, known as the God molecule, for the short but intense experiences it invokes. She's also the founder of 2 fledgling companies in the psychedelic space. Los Angeles-based Nana is based on a digital platform that will distill Bellini's decade of experience serving psychedelic substances in the underground. The other, Brighton, England-based Rewire, is seeking $5 million in seed funding that Bellini said will develop a method for 5-MeO-DMT that will improve its efficacy and decrease the risk of negative experiences. Sure, clinical trials are planned for next year. She expects the Davos experience to be different from her annual pilgrimages to Burning Man, the famous Nevada festival. That's never heard it described like that before. The famous Nevada Festival, where she showcases her feminine approach to psychedelic medicine. Quote, "It's important to educate politicians about what heals. Bellini told me of her mission. Quote, this is a big moment for psychedelics. After working so long now, we are ready to reveal a solution that we know works because we've seen it in the underground over and over again." I'm thinking I may have sat in on this woman's lecture.
It's possible, yes.
With Carl Teichert.
I remember Carl talking about her, and yeah, this could be the woman.
And here it is.
Very influential.
And for those who don't know what we're talking about,
yeah, go ahead.
In 2018, 2019, I went to Burning Man, did some podcasts from there, a boots on the ground reporting, but also was connected to Carl Teichert's Camp of the Unknown God, where he does research on what is happening there culturally, cultural programming wise. And this was a big part of it, that the psychedelics are not going to be underground. They will reach the highest levels of government and business. And we are watching it here. I am almost positive. I sat with Carl Teichert, or at least some people on his team, watching this woman give her feminine approach, or listening to this woman, rather, give her feminine approach to psychedelics. This is wild.
This quote, I thought you just read it. I want to read it again, but instead of Bellini, I want you to think this is the CIA, right? This is CIA quote. "This is a big moment for psychedelics. After working so long now, we are ready to reveal a solution that we know works because we've seen it in the underground over and over again."
Yeah.
Exact same quote can be applied directly from the CIA.
Yeah. Absolutely. Great point. Okay, it's almost over here. Also attending the event in Davos is Silvia Benito, who has a deep expertise in ayahuasca and has experience managing family investments. Okay, weird combo. She will offer guidance on different approaches that investors can take on psychedelics, such as funding biotech-like companies.
Okay.
AR-15 style weapon.
What does biotech-like companies mean?
Biotech-like companies exploring treatments versus those that operate clinics or retreats where patients receive therapy. Of course, the event won't be all lectures and roundtables.
Of course. We need experience, baby.
Quote, "We'll have some experiential and immersive experiences,"
all right,
said Maria Velkova, managing partner at Tabula Rasa, meditation, breathwork, and ecstatic dance. Can you imagine Klaus Schwab and Justin Trudeau?
I want this video. I want this to happen. How
do
we
ecstatic dance together?
We need someone to go to Davos and we need down Klaus on mushrooms, man.
We need the war-hardened goblin. He needs to go over there to Davos.
Seriously,
Alex Jones snuck into Bohemian Grove. He can get into Davos, this sort of lower security place out in the town here. Get some video of Klaus Schwab doing an ecstatic dance class. If that's starting to sound like Burning Man, consider this. Quote, "There will be absolutely no drugs on site," end quote, according to a spokeswoman for Energia. Hey, spokeswoman for Energia, I do not believe you. One of your main shamans has been doing underground psilocybin trips for 10 years. You don't think she knows how to have a secret mushroom trip with Klaus Schwab?
So it'll just be a tent, and they will declare the space in the tent as, a secret space for the
autonomous
zone, and so it will not apply to they'll be in compliance with no drugs on site because that particular area will be.
Yeah, it's a portal.
Yes,
it's a portal to another dimension. We're not even we're not even on the earthly dimension in this.
Not anymore.
In this tent. Can I interest you in an orange slice? Okay, there you go.